Hello YouTubers, this week's video is going to be a chat with Mary Jane Vories. I met Mary Jane at the 2025 Grand Rapids Art Prize. Mary Jane is an artist, an author, and an improviser. Her exhibit ran between DeVos Place and the Amway Grand Plaza Hotel and took up approximately 1/3 of the Skyway. I found that Mary Jane was very charming and very interesting to listen to as she spoke to me a little bit about her family as well as her art. So please sit back and relax and enjoy our brief conversation as we discuss not only a little bit of her life but also of her art. And if you have any further questions or interest in Mary Jane, I'll leave a link to her webpage where you can find out more about her. Now, I had two cameras going to record most of this interview as well as the exhibits at Art Prize. However, I had operator error. So from time to time, you'll see the grip of my handheld. As I walk down the Skyway, you'll see the notes on strings draped along the side wall, as well as the gauze drapes with notes that she had put up, and this all leads up to her exhibit. Please excuse the shaky camera. It won't last very long. It's because most of this video was taken on my shirt cam.
Okay, I'm trying to read these. As you can see, there was a little lineup of people who were waiting to see her entry into Art Prize. This happened to be the main section of her art display. So I decided to look around at a couple of the other pieces that were featured, and this would kind of kill some time and let the line run down before I got up to take a look at it myself. This is all twist-off bottle caps. The artist from this particular piece is from Phoenix, Arizona. Hi.
Thank you for serving.
Oh,
My father
no,
was in
thank
the
you.
Air Force as well.
Oh, you betcha.
Yeah.
When was he in then?
So he's 95 now. He was Air Force 12 years, and then my parents divorced, and he loved serving, and he rejoined the Army. And I don't know how long ago, but
So he was probably in like either World War 95. He might have been.
Well, he's not. Yeah. So he served a little bit in Vietnam and Desert Storm. He's a surgeon, so he ran mass units.
Okay.
So he was kind of all
I'm
over the place
impressed.
training.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
impressed with him too. What did you do?
I was a crew chief on an air refueler.
Oh, wow.
So,
Oh, my God.
I had 2 tours over in Southeast Asia, which included Vietnam, Thailand, Guam, Okinawa.
So you did those in-air?
Refueling, yes.
I've
Yeah.
seen that on on a
Yeah.
video. I'm like, I don't know.
Oh yeah. It was like I got
Wow.
to travel all over the. Actually,
Yeah.
I never got over in Europe. I got,
Okay.
in the Far East and that
Okay.
stuff. But I had a lot. I developed a very high respect for the doctors and nurses because, of course, I worked with the flight surgeons
Yes.
and the flight nurses. And so we used to do some medevac from time to time.
Oh,
so,
sure.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, he was grateful to this country. He's a Holocaust survivor.
Mm-hmm.
Escaped Germany at 9, finally got to
Oh.
the U.S. when he was 10, became a citizen at 16, and always wanted to give back, to say
Right.
thank you.
Right.
So-
I've got a good friend of mine. She's infatuated, or she can't get enough of the Holocaust.
Oh,
and
yeah.
started
Yeah.
learning more and
Right,
more about
right.
it. And so,
It's- yeah.
and so I think she's even gone over to Detroit area where they've got the one museum there.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, just recently I've seen some videos on World War II, and which I'm kind of a history bug anyway, you know.
Yeah.
But it's been kind of fascinating because they were talking about the different POWs from Germany that they brought them over here and put them in the POW camps, and they could not get over how they were treated and how they were fed because it was just
Humanely, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
They said they were eating better than what the soldiers were over in Germany. So
Well, that's who we can be as Americans.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
I've always felt this way. I mean, I was part of the ROTC when I was in high school, and then right after I got out of high school, well, I was going to get drafted, but it didn't matter. I still went in. So.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go into the Air Force because for there I could probably learn a lot more, and possibilities of traveling, and of course that's what I ended up doing. So I really enjoyed it.
What's your name?
Dick Nobles.
I'm Mary Jane Vories.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
This
you
is a
too.
great piece. I mean, is this
Thank you.
yours?
Yeah, mine and another artist, and we were trying to communicate what it's, the journey when you're forced to flee your home for whatever reason. Ours was genocide, but a lot of, poverty, ageism, disability, doesn't matter. And then you need to create a new home.
Right.
And so here we tried to just show, you bring the pain with you. My mother's watch,
Oh, wow.
the keys from her apartment that was burned to the ground in Sarajevo because she fled that war. And we burned the wood because you can be burned and scarred but still stand. And this is all gauze, to wrap wounds.
Exactly.
And all dyed from things of the earth. That is what replenishes little blueberry and black bean and matcha and paprika. And then in here is our poetry in both languages, Bosnian and English, because even if you don't speak the same language,
Right.
you can communicate. And then the sounds are sounds of fear and fleeing, but also her husband on guitar.
Right.
Because I think we have to have hope and reasons to dance again. That's why we fight. So I have Mardi Gras beads and fabric from my wedding, and so that's what we were hoping, is that we're fortunate enough to tell our story.
Yeah.
But every story is important, and so we wanted to allow for people to tell theirs.
Yeah, I learned so much just by traveling in different countries. Excuse me, that I was in, talking to the different people and learning the different cultures and that sort of thing, and just, and I've had friends and family that I just like to sit down and talk and say, you have no idea what you've got.
Yes. Oh,
Isn't
that the truth?
And the things that we take for granted is just, you just can't comprehend it.
Right. This conversation.
Yeah.
Right, that we're allowed to have. Show art that is all over the board,
Right,
right? All
exactly.
different perspectives, and
Oh yeah.
yes, so
yeah.
you're having that experience firsthand and talking to people, which is what we're trying to do. Is I think
Yeah.
that's life-giving.
Well, I know when I was in Thailand, I found out that if you drop a coin, like you normally you would kind of start to roll away and
Right.
step on it,
Yeah.
you don't do that. Oh, you can get arrested for that.
Because
That's slander, or that's defacing the the
wow.
king or the queen or whoever happens to be on the coin. So you're basically, defacing or insulting the royal family.
Wow.
So, oh yeah. And then I've seen where they've closed down one town because they didn't contribute the way they wanted them to contribute, or maybe they started to rebel. So they basically closed down the town, and all the businesses were gone, and they opened up another town. So very interesting stuff.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I also had the opportunity to go to a Thai wedding, which that was fascinating.
Don't those last like a week or something? Or something?
Well, I was at the celebration where where they did have the wedding, and then and then we had they had like the little reception afterwards.
Yeah.
Fascinating,
Yeah.
just fascinating. So I just want to grab my grandkids and pull them aside and say, listen, you got to learn something,
Yep.
You know?
Well, and I think that's also like the gift that you're sharing is that constant learning, curiosity, and then with that information, what can I offer, and do, and give?
Right. This is just remarkable. I mean, I came up through here. I looked, because I'm shooting a video about it. And I'm saying, well, we got the gauze hanging, and there's little notes and that sort of thing. And then I come up and I go, wow, And this is where it all kind of,
I'm glad, because that was our biggest concern is we can have things in your head, but can you get someone to feel something?
Right.
And feel what they need to feel, not what I think they should feel. And when a mother and daughter the other day, they just came in here and stood, eyes closed for the longest time. And then I just left them, and then she said, I don't want to leave. I said, well, you don't have to leave, and you can always come back. And then they did the next day, and I thought, okay, she got something here. And I know there's sounds of fear and so on, but again, I think for us to be resilient, we must have hope. Hope for peace, hope for bringing people together. And well, it's encouraging also to talk to you and to hear your stories.
Well, I just love talking to the artists and that sort of thing. So, but like I said, I'm shooting a video. I'm doing it for YouTube.
Good.
And you've been on camera, but I won't put you on if you don't want to be on there, and I'll take your voice off.
In fact, I was going to give you a card because I would love to be able to see it.
Oh,
if that's okay.
Sure.
There's so many of them that I haven't put them out anymore because
I
you
understand.
can get to pick. They're all different paintings.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Oh, I love the seascapes.
Okay, so on the back is my the top one
great.
is my email.
When I shoot it, of course I'll put it all together in editing,
sure.
and as soon as I get done, I'll send it directly to you.
Oh, thank
The
you.
whole
And it's
video.
Dick Nobles.
Dick Knowles.
Oh, Knowles.
Yeah.
N-O.
Knowles.
Okay.
I tell everybody just like Beyonce, but she
Yeah.
won't recognize the family. Nobody knew how to spell or pronounce my name until
that's
she
so
became popular.
funny.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah. I said, I tried to call, but she doesn't answer. Well.
Well, this is wonderful. As
Yeah.
we do have somebody coming in tomorrow to film it, so anything we can add. There was a lovely woman here several days ago. She and her husband worked for the United Nations for 27 years and just talked about the meaning of this to
Right.
her. So we would be so appreciative.
Oh, sure,
And
yeah.
also just this conversation to me is
Oh,
hard.
yeah, this has been very nice. It's not professional,
No, listen,
it's kind of choppy.
you know what? And it's a matter of putting something
Yeah.
out there, being creative and trying to.
It's a hobby that I've got since I'm retired anyway.
Yeah.
You know, and I live up in Newaygo, north here
Oh,
of
do
Grand
you?
Rapids.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so, you know, so there's not that. I do a lot of stuff like on fishing and camping and, you know, and then I've gone through the different county parks and I've kind of done a little review on those and that sort of thing. But I've got to take advantage of this before it's all over with.
You know, I have a good friend up there who's an Episcopalian priest. Her name is, I think they call her Mother BJ or Mother Hub. Anyway, loves fishing.
Oh,
She
yeah.
lived up there in Newaygo.
It's a good place to
And,
fish too
so
right
I'll
now.
probably link her to that so she
Yeah.
knows your name.
Oh yeah. Well, right now, in fact, I got a friend of mine that lives. You know, he's got a cabin across the street from my house.
Probably
And
here.
see, I live up there. He's got, this is like a fishing spot for him. He
okay.
lives over in St. Clair Shores. And he goes up, he's trying to fish over on Pier Marquette. And he says, it's so bad right now, they can't do there's no fish because the salmon are coming up and it's so shallow that they stop and they spawn right there and they go back. Yeah. And so, but the Muskegon River, it's been
so
good.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, good,
Yeah, and
good.
that goes right through Newaygo.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah, yeah. So, but I don't catch anything. It's just like when I play golf.
yeah.
You know, I look good, but I don't do any good.
And you're enjoying the outside.
You
and you're
betcha.
sitting- Yeah,
You betcha.
they're totally a
You bet.
pleasure.
You bet.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure for me
Thank
to.
you
Thank
again.
you. Thank you.
After my chat with Mary Jane, I was able to walk through downtown Grand Rapids and check out some of the other exhibits and the different venues that they had. Unfortunately, due to operator error, I lost them all. Yes, folks, someday I'll get it right. I did wrap up my tour of Art Prize at the Gerald R. Ford Museum, and even though I didn't get to see very much, and I didn't get to have entry into the museum, I decided this is going to be a nice venue for me to go back at a later date and shoot a video. I hope you enjoyed this chat that I had with Mary Jane Vories. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And most of all, thanks for watching. And since this was a new thing for me, as far as interviews, please let me know. Leave a comment. Let me know what you liked or didn't like. Suggestions and criticism is always welcome on this channel.